Hello grade 8s. Today we're going to talk about dividing fractions. You already know the definition for divide. You've used it lots in your life already. To divide means to separate or be separated into parts. So if I'm going to divide, let's say, a whole 5 divided by 2, you've done this before, we would take and represent 5 wholes. So if this is 5 inside this box, and I want to divide it exactly in half, that would mean I'd have 2.5 on this side and 2.5 on this side. We could do the same with 10 pieces. Sometimes 10, let's say, divided by, I don't know, let's do 2 again. That's easy. If I take 10, another way I could represent 10 is by showing 10 pieces. That's 10 things. And if I want to divide those 10 in exactly 2 groups, I could do that by here. Divided in 2. 10 divided by 2 would be 5. Let's talk about dividing fractions. Okay, so let's represent this with a rectangle, like we usually do. Now, sometimes we call this a fraction strip. It can also be called an area model. You can see the word fraction strip here. So, first determine a half divided by, here's half. Good. Now, if I grab my color, I can highlight or show half. Now, it says to take half, which is the yellow part, and divide the half by 3. Okay, that's easy enough to do. We're going to take half and we're going to divide it by 3. Okay. And what we do to one half, we're also going to do the other half. We're not looking at this other, the white half. We're just looking at the yellow. But we're going to divide all the halves into 3. Now, if I take the yellow part and divide it by 3, what I get is this portion. Half divided by 3. And now the green portion, I can see equals 1/6. Okay, if I write the work over here, I have a half divided by 3 equals 1/6. Get your whiteboards out. I want you to work on this one with me. So pause it if you need to, if you're not able to keep up. Let's draw a hole, and we're going to show 3/4 on this hole. Okay, that's about even. And now I'm going to shade in the 3/4. Okay, you do the same on your whiteboard. Remember, go ahead and press pause if you need to catch up. All right, now 3/4 is the blue part, and we're going to divide 3/4 by 2. So, if I would split the green exactly in half, well, it would be 1.5 sections for each, so about there. Okay, now, notice the 3/4. I split, see the yellow dividers? I split this yellow section exactly in half. And now I'm going to do the same division for each of the quarters. All right. Now, 3/4 divided by 2. I need to shade that. I'll take a different color. So the blue part is what I was going to divide by 2. So if I divide it exactly in half, that would mean, oopsie, here we go. I'm shading this much. The dark blue is exactly half of the original 3/4. All right, and so if I would write my work, I'm going to move this over a bit. That is 3/4 divided by 2 equals 1, 2, 3 dark blues out of 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 8. All right, here's the next question. I want you to try to do this one on your own. So number 1, you're going to draw a hole, and then you're going to shade 5/6 of that hole. Then you're going to take the 5/6 and divide it in 2. Or we could say in a half, because when we divide by 2, we're finding a half of something. Okay. Step 3, well, do those 2 steps, and then press play, and we'll move on to step 3. When you press play again, the answer will be revealed. All right, so does yours look like mine? I shaded 5/6, and then I divided that shaded part exactly in half. So there was 5 parts, and when I divided it in half, each half had 2.5 parts. Can you see that? Now let's shade the part that's half of 5/6. Okay, there we go. Half of 5/6. All right, now step 3 is to divide all parts in half. Okay, so you can see here, this part that we're looking at, we divided it exactly in half when I drew this, what used to be blue line. So we need to also divide all these parts in half, because this is going to be our new denominator. Okay, so we took it was divided into 6 parts, and then we divided each 6 part in half. So we should have 12 parts now. And so our final answer, the part that's shaded kind of a dirty yellow there, 5/6 divided by 2 is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 dirty yellow pieces out of a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 5/6 divided by 2 is 5/12. So using this area model, or sometimes we call it a fraction strip, is one way to display or diagram dividing a fraction by a whole number. Another way here is using a number line, the same idea as we skip counted when we are multiplying fractions. So here we go with this number line, 2/3 divided by 4. Let's represent 2/3 on the number line. Now we just need to show 2/3, so we only need from 0 to 1 on our number line. And 2/3 then, we're going to do our best to estimate thirds. So this would be 1/3, and this would be 2/3, what we're looking for. The second step then is to split each third into quarters, so into 4 pieces. We're splitting it into 4 because, let me grab my highlighter, here we're dividing by 4, and that's this instruction here. So if we split each third into 4, I'm going to divide it in half, and then each piece in half again, and that will make 4 pieces. All right. Now we look at the 2/3 portion. So we're looking from 0 to 2/3. And we want to split that into 4 equal pieces. So I'm going to grab my pen. We see that there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If we were going to divide that into 4, each would be 2 ticks. So we see that 2/3 divided into 4 would be this much. Right here is our answer. which happens to be 1, 2, and what is the whole out of now? This is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2 12s. Or if I reduce that, divide both by 2, I have 1/6. So when we write this division statement again, we have 2/3 divided by 4 is equal to 1/6. Okay, let's try them on here. We're going to, number 1, split in halves for this question because we've got a half. And then each half we're going to split into fifths because we're dividing by 5. Okay, go ahead and do this question and then press play to see if you were correct. All right, did you get 1/10? Let's see, we've got, and if you understood it fine, then just fast forward and go to the next one. Do that one on your own. Okay, so we've got a full one. I divided it in half. So I drew this green line here to show a half. And then that half we divided into 5 sections. So that's where these ticks. And I also tick on this side too, so I can know that it's out of 10. Now, when I find a half and I divide it in 5, this is how much I've got, which is 1 out of a full 10. So my math statement there is a half divided by 5 equals 1/10. Okay, give this one a whirl, and when you're ready to check the answer, press play. Pause it now. Okay, so I drew 1, and I divided 1 into 5 pieces, and you can see the green squiggle shows 3/5. Then I am dividing by 3, so I divided each fifth in thirds. That's the blue ticks. Okay, now 3/5 divided by 3 would be, you can see the red pieces. That's the dividing by 3. So I'm left with this much is when I divide 3/5 by 3. And my answer lies right here on 1/5. Now that works out nicely right on the black line. But if I wanted to use the small ticks, which sometimes I have to use, that would be 1, 2, 3 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Yeah, so you can see that 1/5 is already the reduced answer. All right, so we can use these fraction strips or area models to represent fractions divided by whole numbers. Or we can use these number lines. Let's try this one word problem. It says 4 students equally share half of a cake. What fraction of the cake did each student eat? All right, so we are starting with a half a cake. Say you had a birthday party and your family ate half, and then your friends came over later and they share a half that was left. Let's draw this then. So I could take a line and draw exactly half. So we're talking here about this side of the cake. Whoops, let's grab a, oh, why not grab a crayon? Let's say it has orange icing. There we go. This is the half that we're dealing with. And now it says that 4 students, well, let's call them friends. 4 friends share this half. So if we divide this half exactly in 4, that means each student gets this much cake, the stripy side. And remember, whether we're doing a number line or an area model, we don't just divide the colored part by quarters, or in this case 4. We also divide the side that we're not looking at as well. And so we see that one piece here is worth 1 out of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 8. And the math sentence is 1/2 divided by 4 is 1/8. All right, you can get out your textbook and work on this practice. Good luck.